Hello, welcome again. Today we are going to discuss about automating test management in Zephyr scale. When we say automating test management in Zephyr scale, it means whatever we saw till now in Zephyr scale GUI, like creating test cases, creating test cycle, adding the test cases to the test cycle, executing it, creating a test plan, modifying the test cases, changing the priority. Okay, whatever we did till now using this Zephyr scale GUI, all these things can be done through code. Okay. So what is the benefit of doing that? As we are doing it in GUI, what is the benefit if we use through code? It helps you in automating it through code, right? Let's say you want to use Zephyr scale as part of your any automation framework. When the test case pass, automatically test execution happen in Zephyr scale, and the dashboard will be created, report will be generated. So all different sorts of thing, right? Execution, creation, whatever you want to do through code, you can do that, right? So for that, Zephyr has provided a REST API. Okay. So if you are using Zephyr cloud version, this is cloud version we are all using, right? Many cases, all are using cloud version only. Very less. I have not seen yet who is using on-prem version or something, server version. But this is the cloud version where we'll use it for our automation. Okay. So Zephyr has provided a REST API using which we can automate the test management in Zephyr So when we say REST API, it has provided different endpoints. Okay. If I open my PPT one time, so automating test management, they have provided the REST API, okay, which is api.zephyrskillsmartbeer.com/b2 and the endpoint. Endpoint is nothing but the test cases, test cycle, test plan, test execution, folder, status, priorities, environment, projects, links, issue link. When we failed any test case, we want to, link to a defect. So all the things, whatever seen till now, all can be done using REST API provided by Zephyr Skill. Okay. Now, what are the things we need to do? So best thing is go to their documentation. This is their documentation where they have mentioned about REST API overview. You can go to Google, okay, and search for cloud Zephyr cloud documentation REST API. Click on that. So REST API has this page will open. So they have their to begin using the REST API. Click on it. Let's see what they have given, right? So Zephyr Cloud API. So the API authentication is based on JSON Web Token, which is a key for accessing the API. Authentication using JWT requires the following step: generate a key, make a authenticated request. What they are saying is we are going to use their REST API, right? So we need to send a authenticated request that I am Soros. Use I wanted to get the test cases. I want to create the test cases. So we need to send a authenticated request to Zephyr skill, right? So that can be done using JSON Web Token, okay, JWT. So we have to first generate a key for accessing the API. You must generate a access key in Jira. Okay, I'll tell you how we can do that. Once you have the you have the key, okay, then you can use the endpoint. Like for example, you want to know what are the test cases. This is the endpoint. You have to use it to fetch the information for test cases. So to authenticate subsequent API request must provide a valid token in an HTTP header, which is the key generated on the previous step. Okay. So in the bearer token, we'll use the token created, right? Don't don't confuse if it is. I mean, if you are not getting, I'll clearly show you how to do that. So very easy way. So just listen to this video. If you are not getting, just follow the flow. So follow the flow means understand it, and after that, the second when we subsequent session, it will be like piece of cake for you. and very quickly you will do the automation. Okay, I guarantee you. Okay, just listen this video carefully, go through it 1 or 2 times, you will get it. Okay, now to make authenticated request, what they are saying? They are saying you have to create a token first, then um, send a authenticated request. Okay, so when you are using the REST API, we are going to do two things in Zephyr scale. One is get request, and other is post or put request, right? If I go to the next, get, post or put. So get is when we want to fetch some information from Zephyr scale. Let's say I wanted to know what is the test case with this ID. So I'm getting it, right? So that's why get request will go. Post or put, when I want to create something in Zephyr scale, that will be post or put request, right? So this one we have seen in their rest in their API documentation. Now quickly let's go to our Zephyr scale. Okay. If I come to my Zephyr scale, first thing is how we create a token, right? Which we want to send it in the header. If you go to your profile here, there is something called Zephyr scale API access token. Click on it, create access token, copy it, and paste it somewhere where you want to use it. Okay. So this is private for you. Don't share this API token with anyone. This is, I mean, if you are working in a company, you know how the security works. Like if this API token is given to someone, then uh, someone can create a request to Zephyr scale on behalf of you, which is a security issue, right? So keep it somewhere where you want to use it. Okay, this is the access token, Zephyr scale API access token. Now let's go to the code little bit. You'll understand more. So I have created three files here: make authenticated request.py, read file.py, and token.txt. Token.txt is where you will copy paste our token, right? So if you are seeing my token, this is part of it. You cannot use it. But anyway, token.txt, I have copy pasted my token. Okay. Read file.py is where I am reading the token from this file. This is for security reason, right? I don't want to expose my API token. That's why I'm using the file, reading the token. Okay. Don't worry, this code I'll put it in the. It is already there in the GitHub. You have the link, and you can use that. You can copy the code and use it. Now, next we'll go to the make authenticated request. So API URL, replace your API URL with the actual endpoint. I mean, for now, we know, right? The REST API will be v2 API jefferscale.smartbeer.com/v2, and I wanted to get the test cases details, and the test cases I want to have this test case. Okay, so the API endpoint is test cases. Let's do one thing. You don't know about what test cases and all these things, right? Let's see. If you want to get about test cases, then you have to remove this. But if you want to get particular test case, then you want to use DBT83. Let's go with the flow as of now. We will understand. Okay, we will explore more in later chapter. But let's go with the flow right now. Okay, this is DBT83. Where I am getting it, if you remember when we are using Zephyr scale, right? If I go again to my Zephyr scale, the Zephyr scale. So each test case is associated with a key, right? DV, T83, T75, everything. Okay. Let's say I want to know about these test cases. So this will be my API. Okay. File by this token.txt. I mean this token.txt where I have kept my Zephyr scale API token. I am reading that file. Okay. So I'll get the bearer token. And I'm calling this function called make authenticated request. I have sent the API URL and the bearer token. Okay, so bearer token, the Pascal API token. Let's go to the function. So definition will be make authenticated request, API URL, bearer token. So the header, we talk about header in when I was showing the documentation. You mentioned that authorization is bearer, okay, and put the bearer token, and content type is application slash JSON, okay. Now request dot get, nothing else is required, right? We have the API URL and we have the header where we have the authorization using JWT, JSON Web Token, right? So now you send the GET request. Anyway, these are like error handling mechanism, right? We'll talk about it. So GET request is I'm sending to Zephyr scale saying Zephyr scale give me the details of this test case having the key DEB T83. Okay. Then I'm checking whether if that response is 200, that means I have got a successful response. If that is the case, what is the response you got? Please tell me. Okay. So very simple, right? You understood, right? If I tell you one more time, we got the API URL, we got the token where we are reading the API Zephyr Scale API access token. Using that, we are sending a authenticated request to Zephyr Scale. As we are trying to fetch something, we are sending the GET request. When we are trying to create something, we will send put or post request. Okay. Now everything looks okay, for me. Now if I run this Python file, Python make authenticated request .py, or if it is executable you have done dot slash you can do. So it is up to you, like how you want to use it. Okay. Now if I run it, Python make authenticated request .py, I got a response, right? Let me make it little bit so that we'll see it clearly. So request successful response I got some response, right, which has been printed. Let me copy the whole things. Control C. Let go to any because the response will be JSON. Okay. So we need to see JSON. Let me open the chat GPT and give this one. Okay. Ah, I didn't. Okay. It's already created for me. The JSON. Okay. A lot of things it is giving, right? Hmm. Let me give you the details. Copy code. Let me open a notepad. Plus plus. Control V. Okay. So what are the things you have to? We have a ID. We'll talk about it later, but it is giving a response. So we know the key, right? DVT name, add product to cart. Okay. Let's go to the first scale and see about T83. Oh yeah, correct. The name is add product to cart. That's good. Then ID self something later we'll see. Created on date 31/05/2024. Created on, we have a created on somewhere. If I go back, created on, what is that? We are checking T83, right? T83. Did I made some mistake? DVT83. All test cases. Okay, okay, T83. So this is T83, right? You can do T83. Yeah. So name in the add product to cart. Objective verify that the user can add products to the cart. Let's see. Verify that a user can add products. The precondition user is logged in viewing a product. Hmm. Lot of thing, right? User is logged in and viewing a product. That's script, we have only one step. That's fine. So there are a lot of things coming, right? Priority, status, folder, owner, custom field, links, okay, issues, web links, so many things are there, right? Test script. Now you see it has given again some link, right? We are not able to see the test. Like if you go to Zephyr scale here, we have click and add to cart button, product should be added to the cart and cart counter should update. So all these things are there, but we are not seeing that, right? In our result, it is there. It is there. If you go to test script, right? So here it has mentioned, right? But if you want to have the test script, then use this particular um, API endpoint, right? Let's copy paste it. Okay, that's how. That I mean, once you know it, it will be very easy. I'll tell you. So I'll copy paste it. API underscore URL equal to control V I did. Okay. Okay. Commenting this, saved it. Let's clear the screen and run it one more time. Okay. Okay. If you see started, max result, total one, we'll discuss more into it. Okay. So it is saying there are max result one and total is one something. I'll tell you each one what it says. If you see description, click on add to cart button, right? If I go to our test step, click on add to cart button. Wow, great. Expected result. Product should be added to the cart and cart counter should update. Wow, that's great, right? Product should be added to the cart and cart counter should be updated. What is the test data? Nothing is there. No? Okay, that's good. Test data? None. Hmm. Let's do one thing. Let's put something in the test data just for our sake. Okay. 567. Let me save it. Let me save it. Let me save it. This is not useful. Okay. Just for explaining whether it is giving the correct data or not. I'm just saving it. Okay. Again, let's run it. See, test data is 567 has come. So you are getting the data properly from Jaffa skill, right? So this is the initial thing. Now, as I said, when we want to get something, we have to send a get request. Okay. And when we want to put something or create something, post or put. Okay. We'll see one by one. So that's part of our test automation journey in Jaffa skill. What we are going to see. So we are going to see how to create test case, how to get test case, all the things. Okay, we'll see. One more test, let's do it. One more test. Let me let's continue in the next section. That will be next section. That will be better because I don't want to overload you today with so many examples. So what I want you to do is go through the API documentation once, understand, okay, create your token, and run this code and see whether it is not whether it is working or not. If you face any issue, let me know. Okay, but this is very simple, right? Not at all complicated. Okay, only you have to know what we are doing, how to send the request, how to read the data, whichever it is getting the response. Okay, I will see you in the next section. Thank you for today. Bye bye.